Got yourself a fancy new boat? Need to know what's the best accessory to use? Well, pay close attention. Today's video is all about those attachments and what they do. We're starting off with something that's far and above the most important complement to any boat, the boat repair kit. I understand it's not an attachment, but I still think it needs to be mentioned. Sails are cool, but if your boat can't chooch down the deep blue sea, then what good is it? A boat repair kit will need 2 boards, 2 stingers, and 2 rope to be prototyped at a science machine. Finally, a use for stingers. One boat repair kit will have 3 uses, and each use will heal 100 HP of the boat you use it on. I recommend you keep one of these stuffed in your inventory while you're out exploring, since you never know when your boat may be at risk of sinking. Next up, we have light source items. Boats have access to 2 accessories that will be of benefit to you while sailing at night. First of which would be the boat torch. Using 1 torch and 2 twigs at a science machine, it's a small price to pay to have an extra light source on hand while sailing. The old recipe made this item generally unworthy of being created, but now it's inexpensive insurance. A neat tip to point out, since the boat light uses a torch in its recipe, you can use a torch that's at 1% to create it, and still get a boat light that's at 100% durability. I suggest using your torch a little bit before creating this if you can to conserve resources early on. This item can be equipped on the boat, freeing up your character's hand slot for other tools. The boat torch will need to be turned on manually when the light is required and manually turned off when it's no longer needed. One boat torch will last 1 minute and 45 seconds before degrading, which is not a lot of time. When the durability runs out, it will completely disappear as it's not an item that can be refueled. A superior option to the boat light is the boat lantern. Requiring 1 bottle, 2 twigs, and 1 firefly at a science machine, it's a rather cheap item considering its usefulness. Exactly like the boat torch, you can equip the lantern on your boat, controlling whether or not it emits light via manual activation. However, unlike the boat torch, this item will last 7 minutes and 48 seconds. That's about 4.5 times longer than the boat torch. When the durability on your boat lantern reaches 0, you won't lose the item. However, it will no longer emit light. It can be refueled using bioluminescence, fireflies, or what I recommend if you've merged your ROG and Shipwrecked world, light bulbs, since they're very renewable. Having a light source on your boat is always a good idea since you'll never be without light and your hands will always be free. The last item that can be equipped in your boat's accessory slot is a boat cannon. Using a science machine to prototype it and using 5 logs, 4 gunpowder, and 6 coconuts, you'll net yourself an offensive weapon that can be attached to your boat. Boat cannons have 15 uses and deal 100 damage per hit. Each hit is an explosion, meaning you'll be able to hit multiple enemies at a time and you can set them on fire. This isn't an item I'd consider useful for most situations, but it can be handy when trying to kill dogfish and other mobs from a distance. Boat cannons are also capable of destroying coral, which I wouldn't advise doing, but it's definitely worth pointing out. With that out of the way, it's time to introduce sails. Sails are insanely important in my opinion in Shipwrecked because of the crazy amount of movement speed they grant, alongside the fact that your boats will no longer require paddling to operate. The first sail on this list is the thatch sail. A thatch sail requires 2 bamboo, 2 vines, and 4 palm leaves to prototype at a science machine. When equipped in the sail slot on your boat, the thatch sail will grant you 20% increased sailing speed and last you 2 days before needing to be repaired with a sewing kit. One use from the sewing kit will grant 100% durability restored, so do your best to wait until the sail really needs to be repaired. Moving on, we have the snakeskin sail, which requires 4 logs, 2 rope, and 2 snakeskin and an alchemy engine to prototype. The sail is slightly faster than the thatch sail with a speed boost of 25%, but lasts twice as long with a duration of 4 days. Sewing kits are useful here as well since one use will repair 100% of the durability. Don't let your sail break if you can avoid it. It's easier to use the sewing kit than create a new one. Next would be the cloth sail. A cloth sail will require 2 cloth, 2 bamboo, and 2 rope, alongside an alchemy engine to prototype it. The cloth sail is a slight trade-off when it comes to durability to speed since it has a sailing speed value of 30% and a durability of 3 days. It's up to you to choose if you want to increase movement speed for less durability. A sewing kit can be used again on this sail to repair 100% of the durability, so keep a close eye on its durability since it is more frail than the snakeskin sail. Finally, the last sail in the traditional sense is the featherlight sail. Requiring a science machine to prototype, you'll need 2 bamboo, 2 rope, and 4 doy feathers to make it. This sail is a high-speed, low-durability option when compared to the others with a sailing speed value of 40%, but only lasting 2 days before needing repaired. Thankfully, with the durability being that low, you're still able to use a sewing kit to fix 100% of the durability. Don't let the sail break on you. 2 days of durability will sneak up on you faster than you think, and unless you have a doy farm set up, you don't want to run out of feathers. The last sail available to you is the Iron Wind, requiring 1 turbine blade, 1 electrical doodad, and 2 gold at an alchemy engine to prototype. It's definitely the most demanding sail from a material standpoint. With that said, it is oh so very worth the cost to craft, as the Iron Wind not only provides the highest sailing speed value of 50%, but has a durability of 4 days. The Iron Wind combined with something like the Armored Boat can reach some insanely fast speeds, and it's incredibly useful when it comes to navigating the rather large seas of Shipwrecked. Unlike the previous sails, the Iron Wind is not repaired by a sewing kit, but rather requiring gears to have its durability restored. 1 gear will get you 25% durability restored, and while you may think that's demanding, you need to keep in mind how common gears become in Shipwrecked due to the floaty boat nights. This is hands down my sail of choice. The final boat-specific attachment that actually affixes itself to your boat is the trawl net. A trawl net requires 3 rope and 2 bamboo to create at a science machine, and while I could dedicate an entire video to the trawl net and its loot possibilities, I'll give a brief overview here covering its basics. Trawl nets are equipped to your boat where the sail would normally be, which requires you to paddle anytime you wish to utilize a trawl net, and it reduces your maximum speed by 25% while it's equipped. While that may seem like nothing but negatives to you, keep in mind while you travel with the trawl net equipped, you will catch a new item in the net every few seconds, and when 9 total items have been captured, the trawl net will break off floating on the surface for you to open like a chest. Inside you'll find a random assortment of goods which will vary depending on the depth of the water you trawled in and the season you were trawling during. There's some seriously good stuff that can be obtained from trawling, and certain items which are normally non-renewable are made renewable this way. Now that we've gotten all of that information out of the way, it's time to wrap up the video. If you have any questions about the actual boats themselves, I encourage you to go watch my previous guide, which was all about the boats available to you. I'll throw a card linking it up in the top right hand corner of the video. I certainly hope you guys all enjoyed this overview of each of the boat attachments and now have a better understanding of what they all do. I wish you all the best in your shipwreck survival experience. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to hit that like button so I know what you thought, and be sure to tell me what tutorials you'd like to see in the future. I'm also super happy to announce I've got some new designs available on t-shirts and mugs if you'd like to pick up some awesome merch. I'll have links to this in the description below. YouTube has made it a bit difficult to keep making these videos, so all the support I receive from you guys is that much more important. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.